Tonight, I will be showing you guys how I prepare my plant-based taco meat, or you can also use it as your spaghetti meat. So it's actually with walnuts. So here we go. Having a food processor is best to put your walnuts in. You don't want to overcrowd your food processor because then it doesn't chop the way that it should. Now, I guess I should add that I did have these soaking overnight in water, and then earlier today I did soak it in some amino acid. And did I say amino acid? Liquid aminos. Some liquid aminos, and also I had a little bit of liquid smoke to kind of give it a little bit of flavor. Once I put it inside of the food processor, the walnuts, then what I do is I go ahead and I start, if you can find pitted dates are so much better because then they're less work. So then I chop up a couple of pitted dates and add it in there. This is going to give you the sweet that you need. We have a guest co-star, the dog. She is making her debut tonight. I just cut off the, like, if you look here how it looks, I just cut that off and take the seed out. I've already put 2 of them in there. I'm gonna put 4. That's how I like it, and I may even add more, depending on what it tastes like. You know, I'm gonna stick with the 2, and then I'll add that 3rd one depending on what it tastes like. Because what you can't do is take away seasoning rather than if you over season it. So I'd rather under season it to begin with and then continue to add to it if necessary. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't have the my big Himalayan salt, so I'm just gonna put some in my hand and do my pinch. I'm gonna do 2 pinches. And I don't like putting the extra salt inside of the thing because you don't want it to be too salty. This is just onion powder, and I do like 2 spin arounds around it. I don't really have a real measuring, you know, but I know how I like it. And a lot of other people love it like that too. So that was garlic granules, organic. I'm gonna put some cumin in there. You don't want to overpower it with the cumin because cumin has a very overpowering flavor. And if you've ever cooked with it, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna add some chili powder. And even though this can be used for spaghetti meat, that chili powder does not, it doesn't change the flavor of it when you make it as spaghetti. It's still equally as good. All right, now I'm adding some sun-dried tomatoes. I like a lot of sun-dried tomatoes because I like tomatoes when I make this, in my ground beef, if you will. But I like sun-dried tomatoes for color. It gives it a nice color and it mimics, and it helps with the texture as well. All right. Oh, and 1 whole line. There we go. It's locked in place. Let's take it for a chop. So the more you chop it like that, I'm gonna add a little water to it. You can see the consistency of the candy. before I continue to chop it, I'm gonna taste it so I can see if I need to add some more seasoning to it. And if I do, then I want it to mix in nice and good. If you'd like, you can get a look at what I'm looking at so you'll know what you're looking at. This is the consistency before. This is like your tasting stage where you can taste it and see if you need to add any seasonings to it. If it's good like this, then just keep going. Chop it up some more. Oh wow. You know what? This really tastes like seasoned ground beef. Like I literally don't have to do anything else to it. I would like to add a little more sweetness to it. So I am gonna add in this last date. Maybe add another lime too. No. I'm not gonna do that because I forgot. If I'm gonna use this for spaghetti sauce, then I don't want it to be too tangy. If I wanna use it for my taco tonight, then I can still use it as my taco. I'll just squeeze a little lime on top, that's it. So this is ready to chop some more. I'm gonna add a little more water. You see, a couple little spots of water. Not even a whole lot of water. That really looks like ground beef. This really looks like ground beef. This is crazy. I'm gonna chop it some more. Look at that. So you keep looking, you know, again, you don't want to over chop, you don't want to create a mush. So just take your time and do it, and then, you know, you stop in between, see if you're getting the texture that you're looking at. Because the outer rim of your chopper can be a little deceiving. Because if you look at that, it looks like it's good, but then when you look on the inside, you see that the inside is still a little nutty. So you want to kind of get rid of that. So as this was chopping, I could clearly see that as the consistency of it changed, look at that. It looks like ground beef. The more it chopped, the better the texture of it became. I started in visualizing sauteing this in a frying pan, like ground beef. So I am going to continue to chop it a little more because it still is a little grainy. I am trying to get as much of the grain and the nuttiness out. So it can be almost undetectable. And that's the idea. As the slogan would say, it doesn't even taste vegan-y. So, like I said, I am going to continue to chop it some more. So now, carefully remove your blade. These blades are so sharp, they will slice your finger off, okay? So I want you guys to be very careful with these blades, with this blade when you get your food processor. So I'm about to show you guys the consistency that I just made out of this. And let me tell you, I am loving it. I am gonna see how much more I love it. Like I've never chopped it down to this consistency before. Like this is something new for both you and I. So it is confirmed at this consistency, although I can still pan sear it, that I'm gonna use this as my burger meat. So this will definitely be burger meat. Let's taste it again. This is good. So we have somewhat of a paste. So now, oh, look. If only y'all could taste this, like soaking it in the liquid smoke and the amino acid, it really has it tasting like barbecued meat. It really does. Like, but this is walnuts. We have already talked about that. But by the time I'm finished with it, you're not gonna be able to tell that it was ever walnuts. Okay, we're getting all of this stuff out. Yes, I want it all. I want it all of it. So now, remember what I said about the first chop? You let it go, you take a look, you taste to see if you need to add any more seasonings or not. I do not. So I'm gonna go ahead, add some more water, which is only a pinch of water. This should take it to the consistency. That little bit of water should take it all the way to the consistency that we want. Okay, so the machine turned itself off. You saw that? Yeah, so it's finished, just like that. I kind of take it as a little disrespectful, but okay. So I am gonna run it again because just like with ground beef, you ever see that cheap ground beef that has like, look like bristles are in it, the little white chips and stuff? Probably toenails and everything else. But I am going to run it again so I can get rid of the little gristles. And now it's beginning to look like ground turkey. So here we go. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna add this batch to this so we can get the consistencies the same. There we go. Let's take it for a spin. Okay, again, remember this consistency because I am going to put it in a skillet and saute it. So it's fine like this, not to mention it gets rid of the crunch, more of the crunch and the nuttiness of your walnut. If you looked at this, would you think that this was walnuts? I didn't think you would. You know I can hear you, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, I'm greedy. I want all my walnut meats. I want every drop. Walnuts are expensive. You know, it ain't cheap being a plant-based eater because you buy most of your stuff, well, everything, pretty much raw and fresh. So when it's raw and fresh, you know, it's way more expensive. But I can get a burger, I can get a whole meal for $10. I cannot get anything plant-based, not a whole meal, for $10. My grocery bill is the same, but it's worth it. I'd rather pay for it now than pay for it in the long run. So, this is the consistency. Look at that. I'm so proud of this. It really looks like ground turkey or ground beef, one or the two. So, I got my little cousin. He's gonna taste it and let me know what he thinks. I just want him to kind of get a taste of the ground, if you will. It's literally gonna be like a finger lick. Yep, every drop. Okay. We are gonna try it together. It's just a taste. Ready?
Doesn't taste bad at all.
The flavor is already good. So adding this to your sauce or even making like a burger, you're not losing anything. All right. And voila, this is my plant-based walnut meat. As you can see, it's already ground up like ground turkey or ground beef. So I will saute this in a pan, and I will add this to my spaghetti sauce, and boom, you have your nice meaty textured spaghetti sauce, and it's all plant-based. So I hope you enjoy. Please like, share, and subscribe. Oh yeah, and turn on your notifications. Thank you.